Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Dimir Crime. So I'm gonna go back to the criminals deck because there is a new card from Bloomburrow that allows us to commit more crime, and that is Cruelclaw's Heist. No better on-theme card than a heist to pull off in our crime deck. So the idea of this deck is we're going to intimidate our opponent with the Intimidation Campaign and then continuously, just trigger crime synergy to bring it back and keep casting it. But you might think, hey, wait a minute, Intimidation Campaign costs a lot of mana. How am I going to keep casting this every turn and still have mana to do other things? Well, there is another trick in the deck, Jace Reawakened. So Jace can help us plot a 3 mana value card in our hand, a 3 mana value or less card in our hand. That's exactly the Intimidation Campaign. So every turn we can commit a crime, put the Intimidation Campaign back to our hand, replot it with Jace, and just do that over and over and over so that every turn we get an extra card advantage. Now with Dimir, there's a lot of good cards, just not a lot of a card advantage. Because a lot of these cards are 1-for-1, right? Go for the throw, Disfigure, Sheoldred's Edict. They're all 1-for-1. They're not really going to get us the win in a lot of scenarios. So how do we actually win in this deck? Well, we got a Halo Forager, a secret tech of the deck that I really love because, well, I'm not sure, it's a fairy. 3 mana, 3/1 flying. But whenever we play it, it's kind of a mini Snapcaster. We may pay X and then cast target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. You know what's crazy about this? This is from a graveyard, not your graveyard. You can cast your opponent's spells if you want to. That also works if they have very impactful spells that help you remove a permanent that you couldn't deal with otherwise, or a burn spell, or some sort of tricks in their deck. You can just cast it with your Halo Forager, and also that is a crime, so we can use that to trigger all the crime spells as well. So, the idea of this deck, here's how it works, right? So let's take this out of the way because that's not an actual 1-drop. The only 1-drop we're going to have is for Disfigure. I was on the record about how Disfigure probably is better than Cut Down in the current format because of all these, slinging rats and scamps. So, -2/-2 means that the creature now becomes 0 power, and when they die, they don't deal any damage to us. So a little bit of an effect. If you have Cut Down, if you like Cut Down more, you can definitely run that. It's marginal difference. Then, this is not a 2-drop. Our 2-drop are going to be 4 Go for the Throw, 2 Sheoldred's Edict, and 2 Cruelclaw's Heist. So, these are removal, and then Cruelclaw's Heist is a hand disruption, but we can also gift our opponent a card, and then take a card from their hand. So if our opponent doesn't have much, we'll take a good card. If our opponent has a lot of cards in hand, we're just going to make him discard a card of our choice. So that's pretty good. Then in a 3-drop, we're going to have 3 steps ahead. Faux 3-drop because if at 3 mana for the spree, it's just a counter spell. But sometimes we want to pay 5 mana, or actually most of the time, want to pay 5 mana and have a 5 mana counter spell that also draws us 2 cards and discard 1 card. Discarding a card is always good, or draw 2, discard 1 is always good in any sort of best of 1 deck because you don't have a sideboard, so there's a lot of tech cards that may not work against your current opponent. You can always discard those 2 cards like 3 steps ahead. Alright, so then we have 2 Halo Forager, as I mentioned. This is our kind of win con. And then we have 4 Intimidation Campaign. The actual win con just deal 1 damage to them every time we play it, and we can infinitely cycle with Jace and other spells or other crimes. And then this also gives us a lot of card advantage. So, going to the 4 mana, an actual 2 mana play that can only be played on turn 4 or more, Jace Reawakened. So we usually just want to do the second +1 to plot, nothing else. You can use the first +1 to loot if you are out of other cards. This is still useful, but we're probably never going to do the -6. On the other side of the 6 or 4 drops, right, we're going to have Spellgyre. 2 Spellgyre for a 4 mana counter spell that I can either counter or surveil 2 and draw 2 cards. I don't like this as just a surveil 2 draw 2, and I don't like this as a counter spell. Either side of this spell is not very good, but combined we have that modality of choice, which does make it a little bit better. The Spellgyre, I think, it's something that a lot of content creators are trying out, and I think very soon they're gonna cut this from their deck because at most scenario, it's a 4 mana counter a target spell, which I mean, that's trash, right? You don't want to pay a 4 mana counter spell. But in other scenario where counter spell is not as useful, it's a 4 mana draw 2 card. And is 4 mana draw 2 card really that useful? I don't think so either. So that's why I only have 2 in the deck, because I want to try it out to see if it's any good, but I don't think it's that great. Then we have, of course, 3 steps ahead, and also 4 deadly cover-up. If our opponent goes wide, deadly cover-up is going to help. If our opponent goes tall, our small removals are going to help. And the small removal can also tie us over until we can go wide, or counter to go wide with deadly cover-up. And finally, another win con of the deck, Virtue of Persistence. This is also a 2 mana play. Right, that we can -3, -3 on those pesky flinging creatures, and then they don't deal any damage because they have no power, and we gain a little bit of life. But then, in the late game, we can pay 7 mana to play the actual Virtue side and just reanimate creatures. But we don't just reanimate our opponent's creatures, so sometimes our opponent plays decks that doesn't have creatures, so we can also reanimate the one creature in this deck that really is helpful, Halo Forager. So every time we can just reanimate Halo Forager, and then when Halo Forager enters, we can now recommit some crime. So that's pretty fun about this deck. The land base, we are a very tempo heavy deck, so 25 lands total, not 24 for aggro or mid-range, and not 26 for control, so 25. 4 islands, 4 swamps, 4 Darkslick Shores, 4 Restless Reef, 4 Underground River, and there is another trick in this deck. 2 Blast Zone, 2 Demolition Field, and 1 Fountainport. I had to cut down the Mirrors and just have a Fountainport because we want to draw cards. There is a lot of value in this deck that we want to be able to get to. 2 Demolition Field, of course, because you need to have 2 Demolition Fields against our opposing Mirrors. And the super secret tech of this deck that I want to make sure everyone recognize, 2 Blast Zones. This is very important because we cannot handle artifacts in this deck, right? If our opponent goes wide with artifacts, we cannot actually fight them. There are currently 2 very scary artifact decks that will eat this deck for breakfast. And that is, one is the Forge deck, the red-white token deck. The other is the blue-red or blue-white Simulacrum deck. And all of those has one thing in common. They all have artifacts that cost exactly 3. So we're going to pump the Blast Zone up to 3 and blow them out of smithereens. So that's kind of the idea of having a Blast Zone in the deck, right? We might not be able to fight enchantments or artifacts, but Blast Zone can help us at least have a fighting chance. So that's the whole idea of the deck. We're going to commit some crimes. Let's go into the games. Alright, our opponent is ABGL. I mean, as in Ab, good luck. She does have abs. Good luck. We don't have any removal. We cannot activate a counter spell. Jace comes in turn 4. So not a great hand, but 3 lands I cannot justify not keeping. Actually, I only have 2 blue for either 3 steps or Jace, so gotta play it by the teeth. By the teeth? Is that the right phrasing? There's a bat. I don't know what he's gonna take. Nothing really that good. Maybe he'll take the deadly cover up. That is the only removal. But that's not really what I cared about, so 3 steps makes a bit of sense, but I think I would just do this. Now, there was a justification for playing the Intimidation Campaign, I guess. Because now I don't really have any way to deal with the Galissa, right? But I guess wasn't gonna. So, we're gonna Jace it up? We can Demolition Field, kill the cottage, and then still have 2 blue for Jace. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Not like this. Alright, this is gonna give me 2 blue, hopefully. If I ever get to take a move. There's a blue. Hit myself for 1. No. Let's plot our campaign. It's very intimidating. Opponent is on 4 lands, maybe Shelly, but Shelly gets eaten by the deadly cover-up. That, I mean, he can see the deadly cover-up, so I don't agree with that at all. Draw a card, good. I mean, not good, but I get it. Oh, remove 3? I mean, sure. You must feel so smart with that. Time to intimidate you? Grrr. Give me a card, please. Another Jace. No, I don't really care for that. So, I don't have anything in the graveyard. Okay. I guess I gotta draw in this card, but don't know if that mattered too much. Do I just plot another Jace? No. Let's loot. Fable passive. Guess the Anchorage will attack Jace. Maybe should have put all the other Jace. I'm fine. It's not too scary, and I have a lot more value going on, so we'll definitely land the Reef down. Don't think he's gonna turn the Cottage live on full mana here, but he could, and he will catch me, you know, not be able to do much against that Anchorage or the Cottage. Oh, he does, huh? Okay, I did not expect that. So, do I wait for the attack for him to exile? Then he'll be down to 1 instead of 2 lands, right? Would that matter too much? He can have the blood token or the food token. Yep. Alright, so not like this. Let's draw 2 and discard a card. Oh, those are not the cards I'm looking for here, so guess we're taking a 4. Forager? What can I actually forage? Insert a sorcery spell. Mana value costs X. Don't have a mana value cost X. I mean, don't have an instant sorcery spell I want to cast. X could be 1 here or here. None of that matters. Jace will just die. So that's all he wants to do. I mean, I'll trade him. College versus Reef, right? Is he gonna exile another Jace? Okay. Do I want to go down a card though? I don't really want to, right? Maybe I'll just draw another card. Could also just make a token and block. What if he has a cut down? I mean, it's looking like he has a cut down, right? Let's just draw 2 and discard a card, I guess. I do get a card I want to discard. Do I want to discard a campaign? That's fine. Oh, finally go for its throat. The campaign shall return. Alright, he's got 6 mana. He can fight this. Innkeeper's Talon. Okay. He's just gonna level it all the way up. That makes sense. What does he actually have? I guess we're gonna have to... No, Galissa. Almost did it wrong, because Galissa just kind of stops him from being able to do anything. Let's... Intimidate. Oh, okay. That's 2 counter spells in my hand. That's pretty nice. Vraska. Well, do I need a big counter? I have, how much mana do I have? 5. Huh? I intimidate you. Comes back. Get rid of that Vraska. And GG. You got greedy with your Innkeeper talent thinking that you're going to win, but I've shown so many counterspells. Alright, our opponent is Astuhan. I don't know. Maybe our opponent thinks he's astute. Good enough of a keep. We don't have any turn 1 place, and our opponent goes first, so they're gonna... Our reaction's on turn 3, but they did mulligan. Okay, I guess it didn't matter then. Even though... Oh, that's what I like to see. I swamp you. I'll take the 1. Is that all you got? You wanna deal 1 damage to me? Didn't think you would. What do you block? Ruckus. I could disfigure it. Can he do anything to a disfigure? He could not. It's good for us. Another virtue. Alright, that's handful removal. It will happen one at a time. Guess he's not doing anything, which means I don't have to do anything. Cool, cool, cool. So we'll blast zone and just heist him. That seems fun. I guess we'll just heist him, right? I don't want to give him a card, but his hand seems kind of pointless. And he's holding back a lot. Maybe it's better just to 3 steps ahead and kind of fix my draw a little bit more. No, I think it's better to heist him. We don't give a card. Not that friendly. A triple rage. Mire. Okay. That's attacking creature, right? So he has to attack? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if any of this matters. You got a creature. He's not gonna do anything, so it doesn't pump if he doesn't do anything. That's interesting. Alright, well, here is new. Tap this. I virtue you. Good luck pumping that out of the way. It's not attacking, so none of that's doing anything. I take 0. Oh no. Nothing. Alright, do I add another one onto this? Do I want to be able to kill 2 drops? Nah, I don't think so. Fountainport, cool. Alright, now I'm really pushing our opponent. Make fish. You want to pump my fish? Does not pump my fish. Alright, fish attacks. Thirst Scamp. Cool, you want to pump Scamp? Well, he's gonna fling it at me? That's just gonna go away. I don't understand this. What? Oh no, it has haste because it's Felonious Raged. I forgot about that. Okay, well, I don't want him to draw a card, so let's have him sacrifice a creature. Sack a non-token creature. I forgot the Rage is haste. But okay, don't care about that at all. I'll take the 3. GG. Yeah, we have a lot of removal against this kind of trashy deck. Alright, our opponent's deck. DEK. Is this avatar usually just mono red or that stupid token deck? It's one of the red decks, right? There's the mono red, there's the stupid token deck, which this is it, and then there's the red, the Rakdos Flame. Yeah. Our opponent does not think too much before they play cards, so guess they're just gonna play here because they went to go first. They went to go first. Went to go first. They got to go first. Blast Zone. Put that on 3. They immediately Demolition Field me. Oh, gotta counter the Forge, so there you go. Good game, you loser. What the heck, man? You had a Demolition Field for the Blast Zone, too. Just because I counter 1 Forge? Freaking loser. I cannot iterate how much of a loser this guy. Alright, our opponent is Xar. X-A-R. That's a name. Short and sweet. We got removal. Not gonna be able to play Jace, but that's fine. For a while. I'll say hi. I can't believe I can't play Jace. With so many, like, 12 2-color lands in the deck, I've missed out so many chances to play Jace. It's kind of embarrassing. Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna have to start removing 1 card at a time. Have to kill it this turn before next turn he gets to play something to buff it. Plots. Yeah. Well, that can help me play Jace. Also can play Go for the Throw. Reef. Cool. I can just play Jace here, right? Let's tick up. Put away the Forager. Make them all confused. It's probably gonna try to lightning strike Jace. You wanna do it again? Doesn't kill Jace. Lightning strike shock. Okay. Plot a Forager. There's a lot of burn on a Planeswalker that doesn't do anything other than card advantage. Alright, good luck. Good luck to our opponent for whatever the heck his deck is playing. It's gonna give it haste. It's gonna deal 3 damage to me. Ruckus. Alright, can't have a ruckus going on, so we'll kill it now. He wants to deal 6 to me. Sure. Not very nice, but is that all you got? Ha! Xar. Another loser of the day. Alright, our opponent is Ibsen. As in... I can't think of a joke for this. You're gonna go first. That's a joke, alright. Restless Reef into Darkslick Shores. Can go for the throw. And eventually Jace can intimidate our opponent. Let's see if this works. What does our opponent play? Another Golgari deck. Is it bat time? It's probably bat time. Mosswood Dread Knight for a card draw. Okay. Well, I can't play Jay, so time to intimidate him. Ooh, I'm so scary. Intimidating. Bronco. I don't like that at all. I don't want you to have a Bronco. Alright, how do I want to play this out? I want to Virtue this. So I want to tap this, right? That's not the right card. Virtue your Bronco. Return my Intimidation Campaign. Don't want to let him know I have 2, so the Night Jace. And I plot the campaign. There you go. It's not on 4 yet with the Restless Cottage. That Restless Cottage just eats Jace for breakfast because this can only come down turn 4. And by then they have 4 lands because I always go second. But this game, for some reason, Ibsen allows me to go first. By the grace of Ibsen, this is Sheoldred. Shelly is scary. I draw 2 cards and I lose a lot of life for this. I don't really need to return an Intimidation Campaign, right? I also don't want to tap my Demolition Field. Let me draw a card. Thank you. Swamp it up. Let's be more intimidating. Alright. What else you got? Now I can actually deadly cover up the Mosswood Dread Knight. I'm also almost at 7 for Virtue, so that's something. Gloomy Marsh. There is a Mosswood Dread Knight. Just kill it right now, right? It's gonna have 3 lands anyway, so. Also allows me to plot. I will return this. For black. Alright, free card draws. Always nice. I'm gonna plot this turn no matter what, right? Now let's draw a card first. Don't actually have enough cards in the graveyard for Deadly Cover Up, which is kind of sad. There's 5 mana here. Let's put another Reef. I can take 3 on my Jace. Wasn't gonna ultimate anyways. You got it.
You both ruined my plans.
Another Restless Cottage. There's a lot of cottages. Another Shelly. Yeah, that's fine. We'll have to draw here. That's not what I wanted to play. Deadly Cover Up, get rid of the whole board. I don't get to do anything with it, unfortunately, but nah. Gotta kill the Shelly. Obviously. Alright, let's see what I can't actually plot anything. Almost plotted nothing. So let's intimidate and see what we can intimidate into. I'll go for the throw. Draw and discard a card. Do I want to have multiple Reefs out? Give him the impression that he needs to attack with the Restless Cottage, because I'm tapped out for the Demolition Field, and then boom, give him with a go for the throw. He definitely wants to. Well, now he can attack and play the Mosswood Dread Knight, so that trick is gone. Plays the Dread Knight? Oh no, plays the draw for the Dread Knight, not the actual Dread Knight itself. Now does he want to hit Jace for 4? Duress. Well, there goes my go for the throw. But now he can't actually use the Restless Cottage. So, yeah. Galissa. Galissa's pretty scary. I can't lie. How do I stop Galissa from being scary? Make a blocker? Counter his spells? Maybe? I don't know. Let's just draw a card first. Another campaign. This will have the Fountainport. One, two, three. Okay, 1, 2, 3 makes a Fountainport, and then 4 to counter. I can't afford to play another campaign, so yeah. Let's see what he does. He probably has removal, right? I don't believe the deck doesn't have removal. For the fish. But does he have 2 removal? Attacks my face. I make a fish. Oh, that's exactly enough mana for fish and counterspell. Now, let's see what he uses. Go for the throw. I get to return both of these campaigns. Alright, get to block it. You got your first strike down. Mosswood Dreadnought. 3 steps ahead. So I can plot a campaign, but I can't really fight the Galissa with the plotted campaign, right? I can also draw and discard a card. Did I play a campaign? It's just not very good. I mean, I don't know what card I have on the top of the deck. That's the important thing. Let's just plot.
I'm always.
Play a land. So I played 3 lands. I can still make a fish. I don't think I want to just do that. It does make a Mirror's token. That's a loud motorcycle. Yeah, this is the kind of the problem I have with this deck. Eventually, I start drawing too many campaigns and nothing else to do with it. But, I mean, I'm just protecting Jace right now. I could just go in with the campaigns. The cottage. See how he wants to attack. Okay. Yeah. My face. Also my face. Exile his own Sheoldred? Sure. He's afraid of the virtue. Make fish. So you have another go for the throw here? Another go for the throw. I can counter it, but don't really want to use his counter spell, right? He gets to draw a card, but he used up a go for the throw to draw a card. So we'll break his cottage. Do I need more blue? I definitely don't need more blue. So I think this is fair, right? He used up a lot of go for the throw. And he hits me for 3. He can remove 3 from Jace, but he does not draw a card this way. So that's what he wants. That's what he gets. Yep. So he gets to kill Jace this way, right? And that... I don't get to protect Jace anymore. But okay. I still have a lot of Intimidation Campaigns to get through. What else does he have? For 2 mana, he can play a Bat. He already knows I have Campaign. Phyrexian? Ooh, okay. I can't counter Phyrexian any. Ooh, that's a card. I can put this on 3, right? I need 4 mana to put it on 3. So I can just play 1 to intimidate. Can I please draw a good card? Forager. Forager is pretty good. I could 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 1 more mana for Deadly Cover Up the Forager. Yeah, let's do that. Galissa's really annoying, but it's about the only thing. This is on Phyrexian, so can't counter a Bat. Pass the blockers, block Galissa. Cool. What else would he like to play? Sheoldred? He exiled 1 of his Sheoldreds. How many Sheoldreds would he have? Is he just playing the Virtue? No. Can't let you have that. Obviously. Cruelclaw's Heist. That's fun, right? Okay, I need 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have enough for Cruelclaw's Heist. I can give him a card and decide from, well, which one to take. Yeah, let's do it. Ooh, Malicious Eclipse. Forager and then pay 5. Yeah, sounds about right. Take action. 5. Pay 5. Deadly cover up time. Oh, GG. You got covered up. And still so much value in hand. Alright, our opponent is Luis Zarza? We go first with only Sheoldred's Edict as the removal. And then a bunch of counter spells. I will keep this hand, but reluctantly. Also, so much islands in a mostly black colored deck. Let's hope. I guess Sheoldred Edict can go first. It's probably least important compared to all the other removal in the deck. Not sure if our opponent's going to be a red Planeswalker deck. Emberheart? Yeah. Doubt he's going to have Planeswalker in that deck. Non-token creature. I take 1 instead of 2. That's something. Ooh, got an Intimidation Campaign. Okay, I can't intimidate him yet. Just gotta run him out of creatures, then we'll intimidate him. Now, hopefully, the best case scenario is this turn I counter a spell. Next turn I play a land, counter another spell. And the turn after that I play a land, intimidation, with the go for the throw up. That would be best. Let's see if I can do that. Our opponent doesn't do anything. Okay. Well, I can just keep countering. There's no instant speed creatures in red, so at least we got that going. Maybe we just lightning strike my face. Remember the good old days with play with fire face and a turn. Oh, that is morbidly obese. Slick shot. Can I stop a slick shot? I guess I kind of have to. I don't want to use Go for the Throw here because it's so good to use with Intimidation Campaign on 5 lands. So I have to do it this way. But now I turn the shields off. He can play another creature. He doesn't. And I get a tap land. So I guess another counter spells in the works next turn. He definitely has this like a lightning strike or something. Yeah. Lightning strike face. Frustrated, are we? Maybe you should have plot your creature instead of playing it. Alright, that's a lot of 3 steps ahead, but I'm gonna intimidate you first. Look how intimidating I am, gaining that life and all. If I have 6 lands, I get Intimidation Campaign and 3 steps ahead as a backup. Now we're talking actual game, right? So just right now we Go for the Throw as a backup is very strong. But I cannot counter anything, which is a little bit scary. I hope I draw an untap land. Our opponent is just going to rope out. That's definitely one way to play the game out. Just watch the rope burn. Watch your life burn away. Why would you play a deck that just watches your life burn away? You don't have to rope every turn, you know? Alright, we'll go up to 17. It's a land, but it comes into play tapped. It's something. Lightning strike my face again. Oh yeah. He's just got lightning strikes for days. Oh, okay. You're gonna need a creature to win. What does this do? Target opponent can't block. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. Sure. You got it. Monster's Rage. Here comes the explosion. He didn't explode. Our opponent's a trooper. He wants to play it out. But I'm just gonna gain life every turn. There you go. Get out. Alright, our opponent is Unladen Swallow. I'm gonna make a sex joke here, but I'm above that. You go first. This is a good hand to go first on. Let's hope that is good enough. We got 1 removal in Disfigure. And then we have Cruelclaw's Heist, which isn't that great. Right? I'm not gifting a card this time, I think. Swamp. Maybe I am. What the heck? Let's let him surveil first. What is this deck? I don't know. This seems to be something of a reanimating deck or something. Not really quite sure. Let's get the heist going, see what's going on, and then figure out how to play against this deck, right? It looks like mono black. Alright, they got Sheoldred's Edict. Gonna kill Jace. Go for the Throw hits nothing. Preacher is scary, but I think Liliana is scarier. Do they have a play? They don't have a play. It's not like we took out their turn 2 play, so they definitely have a play. I think they're just holding on to the Sheoldred's Edict, and that was the stick. So Preacher's coming in next turn. Not really quite sure how to fight a Preacher. But at least they're going to have more life than us. I don't know, less life than us. We're going to have more life than them. So we are not going to give them a card. They're going to get a Vampire. Right? Draw a card, lose 1 life. Ooh, if I gift them a card. If only I gift them a card. That's a little slow. What can we do here? Jace plus and drop a card. That's pretty much all we can do. Not great. Not great at all. Okay. Okay, that's something I can live with. I still think I dropped the island, right? They're probably gonna play Sheoldred's Edict here. I would imagine that's the better play. Billowas Skullwalder. He is not a card I care about. I can't let him attack. So kill your Preacher. He's gonna kill my Jace in response. Pretty sure that's what he wants to do. Not much I can do there. No? Whoa. That is so wrong. You have an Edict. Okay. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Just let me plot this straight up. I'm very happy about that. Do I even want to kill the Skullwalder here? It's just 1 damage. Right? It's much better to hold up a counterspell, I think. Bat. Well, what is going to take? My Virtue or my counterspell? Not countering a bat. I can kill the bat. Unless he takes it. Then I can't kill the bat, but will that matter here? Attacks Jace. You know you can't kill Jace this way.
You don't want to do this.
Let's put it on 2. Now we can kill all the bats. We can Edict right now, actually. But he attacked Jace. If you wanted to Edict, you could have Edict before that. Either way, it doesn't matter. Let's draw a card. You can still Edict right now. It's always tricky, right? Do I Edict here or do I wait? Fountainport? Do I want to play this land? Jace is not going to do anything this turn. Unless he plays something. Then I counter it, then I can plot the Intimidation Campaign. Well, I want to play this land for sure. So maybe I draw and discard a card. Help the Deadly cover up in a way. Let's see what I can draw. Virtue. Well, now I have to drop the Fountainport, right? That Virtue is so good. Do I drop the Deadly cover up against this deck? No, I don't think so. This is my only Fountainport in the deck though. Drop the Deadly cover up. Hope to get a better one later. That's weird, I know. But something that I have to do. No, I don't want to tap the Fountainport for that. I kill your bat. He just wants to lose life. You see my whole hand. He Broncos me. That can't be the only thing you do, right? There's no way. Attacks Jace again. If he's just gonna attack Jace, do I really care?
You won't ruin my plans.
Make a fish. Maybe he makes me sack Jace. Alright, if I make a fish, he'll make me sack Jace. I don't want to do that, so... Huh. Okay, now I don't care as much. I'm gonna plot. He can Edict me. He knows I have another virtue, so I don't understand that play at all. Playing the Bronco out like that. Also, the Skull Welder hasn't done anything. He's just kind of sat there. Is he gonna finally Edict? Oh, he finally figured it out. Okay. Fairy Dream Thief. He's got a lot of those. Doesn't want the land. Unladen Swallow. Our opponent definitely is unladen in his swallowing. Okay, I wasn't gonna make a sex joke, but it came out. Sorry. Let's make a fish. You can go for the throw my fish. Don't think it matters too much to me. Tap land. Unfortunate. I will draw a card. Another virtue. Jeez. That's a lot of virtues. I don't want to use it anymore. I think that's good enough for now. I will just get ahead of our opponent by taking 3 steps. Maybe just attack. I'll just block. I don't think it'll get us anywhere. And the Dream Thieves is not going to fight the campaign. So, good luck. Go for the throw. Alright, how many mana do I have? 1, 2. I can sack, and I still have 3 left over for a counterspell. Yeah, seems fair. I get to go for the throw. Oh no, I'm so poisoned. Whatever can I do? He's holding back his 4 mana for something. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has a Sheoldred in that deck, right? This is the whole idea of the deck. I don't know. I don't know why he's playing this so conservatively when he really doesn't have much of a chance if he just plays it like this. Alright, so I take 2 to Virtue. I guess I have to tap the Fountainport, right? 2 to Virtue, 2 to play Jace, 2 to Virtue, 2 to play Jace, and I'll have 4 mana left over. So I guess I'll tap the Blast Zone to kill the Skull Welder, and I don't want to give him a card, so I'll go land. Then I play this. Do I play this, Jace? Maybe he has another Edict. This is a long game.
The multiverse deserves.
I still have at least 2 blue, right? So I could definitely counter his next play. And that's all I care about. Gix. Gixie, my boy. Attacks my face. Cure Gix. Ow. Down to 22. Almost dead. It's very scary. Let me draw a card. Very intimidating. Let me draw another card. This Jace can go. I have too many. Now it's time for the Land of Virtue. When the Virtue start landing, opponents start quitting. GG. I could have done this a long time ago. I guess for mono black, there's no way for him to fight through a Virtue anyways. Good game. and goodbye. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you've seen those games, how does it feel? I think I played, 10 games and I won 7 out of 10. So I think that's a fair ratio. Actually, I think that was 9 games, right? One was DC, so 9 games. And 7 out of 9, it's a very good ratio. This deck, the Intimidation Campaign, is a lot of fun. And, there's really not much our opponent can do in a lot of scenario. But there is a few things to keep in mind about this deck. One thing, right, against green-white, landing Jace on or green-black, I should say, Golgari, landing Jace on turn 4 is kind of tricky because that always goes into exactly their Restless Cottage attacking turn. So we get Jace to 4, it gets hit down by Restless Cottage, and we don't really get much out of that. So if you want to play Jace on 4, make sure, on turn 4, make sure you have the other 2 lands open to hold up go for the throw. And that's kind of difficult, that's kind of a tall ask, but I think that's necessary. Now, another thing that I noticed is, well, we can't really play Intimidation Campaign that easily. We can plot it with Jace, but just hard casting it tax a lot of our mana, and the current meta is pretty aggressive. So, for Intimidation Campaign, very intimidating, might be a little much. And I think it may be necessary to cut down the Intimidation Campaign down to 3 or maybe even 2 and add in 2 other cards. Maybe another Virtue, maybe another Cruelclaw or Sheoldred's Edict, or maybe just cut 2 Intimidation Campaign and we'll put in 2 Mama Sheoldred. So all that could help to make this deck better. But everything else, I think it serves to stand that Disfigure was better than cut down in at least the current meta with all the flinging cards. And the Deadly Cover-Up, it's pretty good at blowing up boards and getting into our opponent's deck. Yeah, that's really all I feel about this deck. I still think it's a pretty strong deck. Maybe not top of the top tier like Golgari is, but definitely up there. I think this can hold its own in tier 1 or 1.5. And as a Dimir deck, right, I think this probably is the most fun version of Dimir that I can think of in the current metagame. Of course, I could be wrong. There could be better ones out there that, serves better combo that fight against even the current aggressive meta. But this is the one that I really like playing, at least today. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.